The life of vloggers, but with not good tripods. Okay, well anyway, we're at True Food Kitchen. Why? Why you don't want to be here? Nice! Is it crooked? It might be, but do I care? Not really. We should each say the worst thing a man has ever done to you. It doesn't have to be an official ex. It can be someone you were just dating for a bit, or like someone you almost married. Like, it doesn't matter. Someone you actually did marry. For you, it's a safe space here.
Okay, so it was Valentine's Day, and we made like salmon. We were drinking some whiskey, and then I passed out because I drank too much whiskey. And then when I wake up, on Grindr.
He was on Grindr.
The yellow one, yeah.
And you saw him scroll through Grindr.
He was just scrolling, and then I asked him to show what he's doing there, and that's why I'm still have therapy every month. It hurts, but it's been more than a year, so you know, shit happens. I don't forgive him, but it's okay.
You do lose trust in men when they cheat on you with another man.
Can you imagine? That's so fucked up.
If you're into guys, just admit it and go for it.
Yeah, don't play games, guys. That's fine.
I think the worst thing that's ever happened to me in terms of men was that I was just broken up with and I was blindsided. There was more to it, right? You're not sure if you were
Yeah, I wasn't really sure.
Your ex.
My ex and this girl met on Craigslist or something because they wanted to do a video together. So they started doing videos together, and then 2 weeks later he broke up with me. Because I was like, this is out of the blue, like what's changed? The only thing that's changed was that he met her 2-3 weeks ago.
This guy was a complete dumbass, despite the fact that he was technically book smart, educated sort of man, but he started a YouTube channel with this girl, and as a YouTube prank, they went into Target and they set a fire in Target and they get arrested for arson. And then the bail was set to 72 grand. It was so funny. Yes, his mother had to pay 72 grand to get him out of jail. So this man was a complete disaster.
They're not together anymore.
No, they broke up. I think that was the worst thing that's ever happened to me, actually.
That was pretty shitty. I was there to pick up the pieces, I remember. And then like you got over it, and 2 months later, you met your now boyfriend.
Of 4 years.
Of 4 years. Yeah. Well, it all turned out okay. I guess the worst thing a man did to me, which I guess wasn't horrible, but like I was 17 and I met this guy at a New Year's Eve party. And we like it was super romantic. I was so into him. And he proceeded to like lead me on for the next 8 months. He was 22, I was 17, but I had a fake ID, so like all of our friends would go out on the weekends and we would all hang out at the same bars. So some nights he would be like all over me, he would like be obsessed with me, and then like a different night he would like pretend I'm not there and like ignore my existence. And then the worst thing had happened after he led me on for 8 months. One day he just showed up at the bar where all of our friends were hanging out and I was there, and he brought another girl. All of our friends, it was so like mortifying and embarrassing because all of our friends knew we were a thing, and then he brings another girl. He spends the whole night with her, and I just like went in the bathroom and I just cried on the floor of the bathroom, not knowing what to do with myself. I proceeded to write like an entire album about him. I wrote so many songs about him. Then I moved to Nashville to like get over him. It was super dramatic. When my heart gets broken, I go full on, my life needs to change. I need to be a completely different person. But yeah, it was really shitty. He dated that girl that he brought to the bar for 2 years, despite the fact that he moved back to Sweden and she was still in LA. The story ended when I found out from mutual friends that he cheated on her. I was not surprised because he was that kind of guy. Fun.
So sorry, that's sad.
But like the amount of music that came out of it, I felt like it was a very good spiritual, artistic experience at the end of the day. Next is, I feel like the red flags you saw in your exes where you should have known. You should have known better. You saw it right away, like you ignored it, you went with it, and then it turned out to be a problem. Go.
First boyfriend had a tumultuous relationship with his mother. That was a big red flag. Now I see. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I broke up with him, was because I ended up having to take care of him. And his mother basically blamed me for all of the bad things that he was doing. I was like 16 and he was like 19, you know? That's definitely one big red flag. Tumultuous relationships with family members, especially like your parents maybe. What's his face? My fourth one.
You have a lot of red flags.
Yeah. Didn't really like to talk about his emotions much. Kept a lot of things in. and decided things only for himself. He never consulted like what I wanted. Like he just kind of like did things on his own because he thought nothing he did would reflect on me or like it wouldn't affect me. And for a while I didn't think it did, but then given the relationship that I'm in now, I do see that like, oh, everything he does affect me, even though he's doing his own individual things, you know? When I was in that relationship, because it's like, you know, he was doing his filming and like he was trying to be an actor, and so he was like making out with girls. In my head, I was like, okay, well, clearly you're just doing this for work. I'm not offended by it unless you mean it by something. I'm not really like the jealous type. I guess that affected him because his feelings changed, and then suddenly he became like a whole different person, whatever. But one red flag is obviously if he believes that everything he does only affects him, that's not a good basis of like a relationship. We don't have to be enmeshed in our relationship, you know, because that's codependency. But you can be separate human beings, but realize that your individual actions do affect yourself, your partner, and also everybody around you that you love and care for. And yeah, that's about it. That's kind of like the summary of my relationship.
That's their entire dating history.
That's my entire dating history.
So in my past relationship, my last one was the guy, like he was very into juicy girls, like girls with big titties, big butts and everything. And he will always show me like Instagram picture about models and saying like, I wish you were just like her. And I was like,
my God.
it's your problem because I'm not. Why are you still with me? But I was like, oh, he's just kidding, you know. But you know, at the end, I was like, no, he wasn't. Like he only makes me sad or something like that. And he wasn't the most handsome guy in the world. So, and I was like, oh, I love you. You're so cute. I accept you the way you are. But yeah, that was so fucked up.
Yeah,
the guy showed the Instagram models and show like, I'm supposed to be like her. Just say, so go find a girl like her. There's a bunch of guys who want to date me, so you know, like give the free pass and let me find someone else.
My first boyfriend, that was 13 and he was 17. And I think the first red flag was that he wanted to be in a relationship with a 13-year-old. Me at 17, I can't quite imagine wanting to be with a 13. Also, a red flag, making a relationship official on Facebook the day after our first date without consulting me. He just like invited me to be in a relationship with him on Facebook. And I opened Facebook and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess.
I think
so
that
romantic.
you know, that actually was like a meme for a while. It was just like, it's not official until it's Facebook official.
Yes. Another weird thing that like this guy was doing is he was super controlling of me, of where I was. My phone died once and he was close friends with my best friend. When he couldn't reach me, he called her and he's like, where's my girl? Where is she? Do you know like what's going on? And then when I charged my phone, my friend was like, your boyfriend's looking for you. He was like really mad that he couldn't get a hold of you. And I was like, what? And the second guy that was more of an adult serious relationship was when I was 19 and he was 24. So still there was like a difference. I think the red flag is how fast he wanted to move. He really went for it right away. Really fast he wanted to make it official. Really fast he wanted to like get me to meet his sister, to meet all of his friends. And I was like, okay, like I guess it's cool, I guess it's good. But then like whenever we were in a fight, he had a very insecure attachment style. If I got mad at him, he's like, oh no, why are you mad at me? Like, oh no, I'm so sorry, like should have whatever. And like if I was mad at him, I'm like, I don't want to talk to you right now, like please just no. And he's like, I'll come over right now, let me come over, like I really don't want you to be mad at me. Like he was super insecure and I was freaking out. Like what do I do? Like I just want like the night off from you to think about it.
I would accept this if he was like a teenager, because I'm like, okay, I get the chaotic.
Yeah,
like, okay.
no. Another like red flag that really concerned me that I should have investigated more is that he would keep saying that he's not good enough for me. Like I'm out of his league. When in my mind, like when I first matched with him on Tinder, we met on Tinder. I thought this guy's really cute, like he's tall, he's British, like he has everything going for him. But then he would go and say things like, oh, I'm not good enough for you. And it made me wonder, am I? So, yeah, that concerned me.
1 hour later.
We attempted to get some male perspective by calling up some of our guy friends. Unfortunately, none of them are available. They're not at home because they're little hosts.
5 minutes later.
Guys, false alarm. So we
did find a male.
we were looking for a male and we found one.
One of my guy friends agreed to come over, but he doesn't know we will ask him to speak on this matter. We're gonna blur his face if we have to. We'll be like, you'll be like,
Yeah, I don't know
one
if
of
he's
those, like,
comfortable.
FBI informants who speaks on TV.
If he garbled, he'd be like, well, I think. Hopefully he doesn't think that this is an ambush. He thinks we're all hanging out.
We are all hanging out.
I mean, yes, we are hanging out, but he doesn't know that he's gonna be videotaped.
Stay tuned. He's coming. How do I even talk to a male?
Clara, how are you feeling about the mail in the apartment?
Ah, não, peraí, a gente tá filmando já? Tá. Por quê? O que tá acontecendo? Isso não faz sentido.
We have found the male who was willing to go on camera. We wanted to see the male perspective
About what?
about dating.
Well, dating sucks.
And he revealed himself. Oh my god. This is James.
Hi, I'm James.
What is the worst thing, I guess, for you will be that a girl has ever done to you?
Well, I'll talk about recent things, I guess. About American girls, I've been literally used. Like, literally right after we had sex, she was like, yo, it's time for you to go. And I was really confused. I was like, whoa, this is happening to me? She just fucked me and asked me to leave because she wanted to do other shit.
So, to make sure I have this right, you do not want to be used for sex.
That would be a lie.
Like, I really hope that wasn't the worst thing a woman has ever done to you, because you seem to enjoy this.
Well, I mean, okay, maybe I got my heart broken, but that doesn't really count. Everyone gets his feelings hurt. I was in a 6-year relationship. The girl that I loved, she broke up with me because she turned into a religious freak and said that God did not choose you for me. I was like, oh, okay.
That's pretty bad. She did use God to break up with you. Okay, amazing. The second question we have for you is, what are some of the red flags you saw in girls that you dated that you should have known better?
In a girl, any girl that's really possessive and not really as sure of herself.
No, for sure. Any other red flags you can share with us?
Yeah, psycho, crazy ass girls that throw shit at you. Be careful.
So you're saying a girl threw shit at, like, the random shit at you,
Oh yeah.
and you stayed with her?
I'm
Regretted that?
definitely not a healthy person. I have really low self-love.
Wow, this will be a dark ending to this.
I'm crying because I'm laughing.
Sure. Alright, any closing remarks you would like to share with the audience? Was the religious girl the last one?
No. There was more.
There was
There
more
was
bad
more.
choices.